So we have completed our syllabus. If you have asked, you can ask any type of question, you have any type of doubt, I will revise from the first one. What will be the first chapter? The different type of question will coming from the first chapter. These are not included in your syllabus. I think the which one is included? Reproduction, sexual reproduction in flowering plant, because reproduction in organisms, all of you know that one is the deleted portion. And sexual reproduction and human reproduction, reproductive health. So sexual reproduction in flowering plants, from this part, very important part, because this different type of short type of question will coming from the sexual reproduction in flowering plant, this chapter. This is your revised chapter. So first and foremost question, sexual reproduction in flowering plants, the last ornamental values and whatever the things can develop and multiply. First one, you have to know that different parts of the flowering plant, you know that is sepal, petal, corolla and androecium and gynoecium. Okay, stamen, pistil, they have their different structure. Two parts of the stamen, stalk, filament and anther. What is tapetum? Tapetum is the most important question. Okay, what is tapetum? You know that inside the microsporangia there is the nourishing cell is present, that is tapetum. What is the function of tapetum? This is an important short question. What is the functions of the tapetum? What is tapetum? What is the functions of the tapetum? They are nourishing cell, innermost layer of the microsporangia. What is microsporogenesis? What is microsporogenesis? Microsporogenesis, actually the formation of the anther, microspore. Micros mean small, mega means ovum, that is large in size. So that is the formation of ovum, that is known as the ovule ovum, that is known as the megasporogenesis. And this one, the formation of the anther from the microspore sporogenous tissue undergo meiotic division to form microspore tetras. One pollen sac form four microspore, that's why it is called tetra. Tetra means 4. Okay, so this that's why it is called tetrad. Microsporogenesis, the process as the anther develops, the cells of the sporogenous tissue undergo mitotic division and form 4 microsporogenous tissue. Okay, cell. The formation of microspore from the pollen mother cell. What is the full form of the pollen? PMC. What is PMC? The full form of the PMC is pollen mother cell. From where? That is the microspore. From this pollen mother cell, the microspore is originated. What is exine? What is exine? The outer layer of the pollen grains, that is known as the exine, that is hardest most. Why? It is not destroyed in any type of the medium. What is the components of the exine? Sporopollenin. So that's why it can remain intact for long years. Okay. So pollen grains are generally spherical, measuring about 25 to 50 micrometers in diameter. It has prominent two-layered wall. The hard outer layer called the exine is made up of sporopollenin, which is one of the most resistant organic material known. It can withstand high temperature and strong acid and alkaline. In any medium, sporopollenin never destroyed. Okay, what is the sporopollenin? The components of the exine. Okay, that is the hardest most layer. It cannot destroy in any medium. What is the components of the exine? What is intine? That is the inner layer of the pollen grains. What is the components of the intine? Cellulose and pectin. What is the components of intine? The components of exine is the sporopollenin. And what is the components of the intine? Cellulose and pectin. The name of the cells which produced after the maturation of the pollen grain. After the maturation of the pollen grain, the cytoplasm of pollen grain is surrounded by plasma membrane. When pollen grain is mature, it contains two cells. What are the cells? What are the cells that produce after the maturation of the pollen grains? Vegetative and generative cells. What are the cells produced after the cells? Name the cells. Name the cells produced after the maturation of pollen grain. That is vegetative cells and generative cells, and floats on the cytoplasm of the spindle shaped and divided into give rise to two gametes before pollen grains. It has three cell stage. Okay, and next the generative cell. First, the pollen grain after maturation produce two cells, vegetative cells and generative cells. Next, after more maturation, the generative cells divided into two male gametes. Then they produce three cells. One vegetative, two male gametes, three cells. What are the name the grasses or plants that is the contaminant of the allergies? The name of the grass that is causes of pollen in allergy. Name the grass that causes. Name the grass that causes. Name the grass that causes pollen in allergy. Name the grass that causes pollen allergy. That is carrot grass or Parthenium. Okay, this one is the most important short question. In NEET you can also get that Parthenium or pollen grass is responsible for the or contaminant in India for the pollen allergy. Why it is possible to store pollen grain for long time? What will be the and how could you store the pollen grain for long time? How could you store pollen grain for long time? How could you store pollen grain for long time? In liquid nitrogen minus 196 degree. Remind that this is also very important. What is the temperature of the nitrogen to store the pollen grain in pollen bank? For minus 190 chilled nitrogen. Okay, in liquid chilled nitrogen you can store the pollen grain stored for the future purposes in the pollen banks. What is monocarpellary and what is monocarpellary and multicarpellary? What are monocarpellary and multicarpellary? Monocarpellary means it contains one carpel, one female pistil, and multicarpellary means one pistil contains more than one carpel. Okay, flower. That is monocarpellary and multicarpellary. That is carpellary, that is carpel, that is pistil, the female reproductive organs of the flower. That monocarpellary means contains one, you can say that hibiscus, one, and multicarpellary, so many flowers are there. You can say rose, you can say marigold. Next, what is syncarpus? What are syncarpus and apocarpus? What are syncarpus and apocarpus? Syncarpus means when there are more than one pistils fused together or free. Syncarpus means when more than one pistil fuse together and form a single carpel. And apocarpus means all are free, they are never fused together, that is apocarpus. Okay, syncarpus and apocarpus. What is locule? What is locule? Locule is ovarian cavity. The another name of the ovarian cavity is locule. Okay, that present inside the ovary, that is locule. What is funicle? What is funicle? Funicle is the ovule is a small structure attached to the placenta by means the stalk. Okay, when ovule attached with the placenta by a stalk, a fiber like a stick like structure, that is stalk, that is known as the funicle. What is hilum? What is hilum? Hilum represent the junction between the ovule and funicle, where ovule and funicle is placenta and ovule. Funicle means placenta plus ovule, and hilum means ovule plus funicle. Okay, so this one is the funicles, means the placenta plus ovule, and this one is the ovule plus funicle. Okay, what is integument? The cover, outer cover, the envelopes, the ovule outer cover or envelope is known as the integument. Okay, what is micropyle and what is chalaza? Micropyle is the small opening at the tip part, and chalaza is present just opposite the micropyle. Okay, this is up to for the today. Revise all the chapter, write your practical very clearly. I thought you have already submitted your project, I think, and write down in the blue pen, give your heading in the black, and mention the date must. Okay, and neat and clean your practical should be one. Okay, Soumili, bye everyone.